Couple things. Just got to spend 2 hours with a guy that's graduating. A couple days. Garrett Mole, and man, the growth that I've seen out of him, man, these last 4.5 years have been pretty damn cool. And that's to me what coaching's about. Um, yeah, wins and losses, but I mean, when you see come in as boys and leave as men, I mean, I think that's ultimately our job, and what we're trying to do. And we want to win a whole lot too, and we're working on doing that. I think maybe got overshadowed yesterday. I don't got to see the shirt, but we had all our guys were wearing these. Relentless Warrior, Coach Ali, Kil Ranavardi, member of our team, Joanna, who's team mom. We lost Ali 2 years ago, and we're wearing that in remembrance of him. But I was going to read what it says on the back of the shirt, and it says, "A determined fighter who shows great vigor or courage in pursuit of doing something and refusing to give up." And that's who we are. That's part of our program. That's a tenets of, yeah, I mean, one loss is not going to define us. I can look at some of the positives in that duel, and we had 4 bonus point victories. We had a freshman come out and beat a guy that was 2-2 at the national tournament last year at 25. You have Parker, who's wrestling as well as he's wrestled. You got a guy by Ryder Downey, who's a freshman in his first match, getting 2 takedowns in the third period to get bonus points, getting a pin in heavyweight. Some deer in headlight looks I think happened a little bit, but I could tell you that a loss doesn't define us, and it's to me it to think that we're not going to have some growing pains with this group. I think we're crazy to think that we're gonna, but it's always in how you respond. And I actually I love when people count us out. I love when people start to chirp and talk about you, because I know who we are. I know what we're about. I know what kind of team, and I know the work that we've put in and consistently done it. And the great thing was, and I was hearing Jake talk, and he was talking the same thing about his team, is that nothing changed this morning. Guys are in. They're getting back to work. They're not hanging their head about anything. And you know what? They're looking forward to the next opportunity. And I'm like, I mean, Joel's reading off at, hey, we got number 5 and number 2. What incredible opportunity. To me, what incredible opportunity to me to show the faith and trust that we have in ourselves, and I have in myself and our staff. Because you know what I mean, I if I came yesterday, and I'm a fan, I'm thinking twice maybe about coming back. And that's just being honest about how fickle, the things are, and winning is part of it. But we're, again, what I started with and what we're trying to build. We're trying to build men that will not shy away from a loss. Or after it'd been very easy. We have afterwards they had a autograph signing. It's a real easy thing. Kale Happel, if I'm him, they could easily just, I'm gonna tuck my head and put my head down. You know what you do? You know what? You march your ass up there. You thank the people for coming. You hold your head high like the man that you are, like you've been raised, like how you really believe and truly understand who you are and what you stand for. And you sign autographs, and and then you go back to work. Because it can't change. Like, we can't change. Our character can't change depending on if we're winning or losing. I could tell you that we got to make some adjustments. Like I said, there was a few guys that I think got deer in headlights a little bit, and you could see it in situations where, okay, did the moment get too big? Did they build it up? And you know what? We got to have guys more prepared. I'm never once going to be like, that's someone else's fault. That's it. And what we're trying to get guys to do, and I can tell you in the locker room, every guy's like this. Coach, what else can I do? And we had some guys that scored 6 points, and it's like, dude, you don't know how much more you can do, but okay, what more can I do? And I always will do that. I'm never gonna, but in moments, if moments get too big, you know what? Then I think you freeze in situations, and then you have performances like that. You can't get pinned in 3 weights. I'm trying to remember the last time we got pinned in 3 weights. I don't know. And I'll give Columbia some credit as the fact that, you saw after the 41 match, and I talked to our team a little bit about taking the life out of a competitor. And a real true competitor, man, if you give them any breath, they'll take it. And they'll be able to build off it. And then, it's kind of like building a fire. And you guys have built a fire before. I mean, you feel some smoke first, and then, you know what? They got a little bit of smoke at 33, and then 41, they built their fire. And you could see it, and it spread throughout their team. And you know what, good on them. And then they kept it going at 49, and um, you know, so I'll tip my cap to them. But we have a really good team. I know that. I know what we're capable of, and it's still being going to be how much ground we can cover. Like I said, we got incredible opportunity. We'll be back on the mat. You know, 8 days from now, we'll be back on the mat with an Ohio State team that's one of the, you know, I mean, they're number 5 in the country. They got a small number beside their name. You know, we did beat them down there last year at this event, and so to think that they're ever going to take us lightly just because we lost a meet, you know, they're not gonna. But I look forward to us being able to compete on all cylinders. And like I said, we had 4 guys that scored bonus points, which that's a great thing. I mean, you have a couple falls of tech and a major, you probably expect to win a meet. Um, but you know, you got to get 10 cylinders firing, and you got to fight through everything, and you can't get out hustled in certain positions. And some of that happened yesterday. So yeah, I mean, to say not disappointed, yeah, absolutely, but we're not hanging our head. I feel sorry for myself. Shit, then the season's not done. I can tell you that. I think this can be something we can point back to and be like, okay, man, this is a very teachable learning moment right now, and how we use it, how we move forward. I can say I saw guys in there this morning. Consistency over time. It's not a straight line to being great, and you have to understand that. And I think sometimes people, and I I could give two shits less, honestly, about, you know, you're going to have some critics, you're going to have people that are going to talk, and that's how the world works. I know within our circle what we're doing. I know the trust and belief that we have in each other and the direction that we're moving. Now, was that a great representation of it? No, it wasn't. Absolutely not. But I look forward to the next opportunities that we get as a group and as a team, to be able to show that, because we have some guys that are competing very well. And I'll say Parker one more time, but Parker's one of the best guys in the country. I mean, without a doubt. And I mean, pound for pound, he's up there. You know, you got a guy like Ryder Downey who he's competing really, really, really well. It was great to get Tyrell back out there. Um, you know, and I mean, Trevor Anderson, I don't think said he beat a guy that was, you know, he's top 25 kid, guy that won a couple matches in the national tournament, that's in there with every match, and you know, he pinned him and got the meet start off. So there's a lot of really good things. We got to minimize damage in other spots. Bottom line, and we got to be better. So, any questions?
Tyrell, coming back to a pen, what's that mean for a guy who's making his first start of the season?
I think getting a win, getting back out there, getting your legs underneath you a little bit, because there's some things that you can't duplicate. You know, we try to in a practice room, but the competition nerves, the feel, walking out there, the crowd, you know, even the match score, um, you can't duplicate that. So just getting him back out and competing again, and even though he's, you know, in his 6th year, to think that you're not going to have, I don't know if butterflies are the word, but some nerves, but you just learn how to manage those. And you know, I really wasn't even thinking about it till actually me and Mo were sitting down, and he's like, hey, you know, 25, that was his first match out in McLeod. 33, that was his first match out in McLeod. 49, 57, you know, 65, 74, 97, and you're like, yeah, I mean, yeah, I get it, but I mean, that's no excuse. It just sometimes you have to go through some of those experiences. And I think that's, as a coach, you're trying to get them to experience it before it, but you can't cheat that. You'd like to. Hell, man, I'd love to be able to get through some of that stuff before you have to learn that lesson, but I'd rather learn a painful lesson right now and be able to use it moving forward to better our team and to deepen our roots, so to speak, than, you know, than in March. But yeah, I mean, we got exposed in some positions, and either you do something about it and you work on it, like guys we're starting this morning, or we feel sorry for ourselves. I can tell you this, man, that's not how we go about our business, and we never will.
Next week is event, bringing an
Yep.
event like that to a place like Tennessee, which isn't exactly
Yeah.
known as a hotbed of wrestling. What can that do for the growth of collegiate wrestling?
Well, they've tried to. So last few years, it was in Florida the one year, which Florida's getting better wrestling, and then last year it was in New Orleans. And I think they're trying to go to some places and destinations that maybe are a little more attractive to fans, but also, like I said, that just spread high level wrestling to those areas. Um, Hopefully it'll be a good crowd. I mean, just in our pool alone, when you have, NC State, and Penn State, us, Lock Haven, and then on the other side, Iowa State's there. Pitt just beat Ohio State. You got Cornell. I mean, you got great teams that are there. I know what Frank's trying to do. So Frank, in really trying to showcase and highlight duels. Duels are probably the easiest way. I don't say the easiest way, but the best way to package our the product that we have. A tournament, and for you to come and sit at a tournament for 6 or 8 hours and watch. I don't know. I mean, if you're trying to get a fringe fan to do that, I think coming in and packaging, a duel. Hey, I can come in 2 hours. I can understand the scoring. I can do all those things. I think it's the best way to highlight our product, and that it's a great product. And then there can be a lot of twists and turns in a duel format. I think we saw that yesterday. You saw it around the country. Heck, I think I saw the Iowa State duel, and you start to look at numbers because, hey, I want our sport to grow, and I think it sounded like maybe 275,000 or something watched and viewed that, which I think is a solid number. Because I started looking with some basketball next to it, and it was pretty comparable. Um, and that's just the way of the world right now. So they're trying to get viewers, we're trying to get eyeballs on, we're trying to get people to see our product that maybe wouldn't see our product, and trying to take it all throughout the whole country. So, yeah, Tennessee's got some good wrestling too, but certainly want it to grow in all those areas. Long-winded, but you get my point. I'm always long-winded.
I mean, you think before your two pinfall victories, Trevor goes from being up 7-0 to now it's 7-all, and then
Yep.
Tyrell's down early and takes a big shot to the head. What does it say about those guys, individually and even as an example for the team, that out of those tough spots they're able to quickly get guys on